I'm here at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow for the launch of Girls Do Sport, an exciting new partnership between UWS and Scottish Women in Sport. Scotland has not traditionally been a country synonymous with basketball.
More frequently associated with our neighbours down south or our cousins across the pond, the sport has grown steadily in Scotland over the last 30 years.
Women's participation in basketball has gradually increased during that time, with a recent study from Basketball Scotland finding that 30% of all members are female.
Findings also include that 72% of young women choose to stay in basketball due to the social aspects playing the game provides.
And Basketball Scotland has created opportunities for women at competitive levels, all the way from the under-10s to the senior levels, and the performance pathway is now the same as the male side.
In addition, the decision to introduce Caledonia Pride, the first ever Scottish women's team, into the Women's British Basketball League at the start of last season has proved a resounding success, and the Pride are going from strength to strength both on and off the court.
In association with Basketball Scotland and Heriot-Watt University, the Pride have a secure home at Sports Complex The Oriam in Edinburgh, and a loyal support which is only growing after the Scots debut season. Laura went along to the Oriam to see the Pride in action in their second home game of the season in the WBBL against Oakland's Wolves. So it's been a great start to the season this year, obviously with a record of 3-2, and you've beaten the reigning champions Nottingham Wildcats. What do you think's changed since last season?
I think it's more like a process. Like, we built a lot on last season, so be fair.
Do you think last season, when you didn't have the Oriam and you had all those away games at the start of the year, a lot of travel, do you think that those experiences brought you together closer as a team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rosie wasn't there at the start of last year, but it was a rough introduction to the WBBL.
Next, I went to catch up with Scottish Women Warriors Wheelchair Basketball Club, who have just celebrated their 3rd birthday, as they held a training session at Jordan Hill School in Glasgow.
That was quite a tongue twister, that one, wasn't it?
Got quite the sporting record. It's not just basketball. Could you, what are some of your proudest achievements in the sports?
So I play wheelchair rugby as well.
Is there any other sport, where you would end up with such short notice and representing your country?
I know I still, even now when I think about it, it's been a couple of years and I still can't quite get my head around the fact, but...
So we've heard, from other basketball players and the girls from Caledonia Pride as well about just how strong the social aspect is for basketball. Is that the same for yourself? Do you think that's just as important?
Yeah, I think especially in wheelchair basketball.
And what advice would you give to any young women wanting to get involved in wheelchair basketball?
I would say, just give it a go. You never know where it can take you. Like, I wouldn't have said...
To the national team, perhaps?
Maybe.
Have you been able to see any girls that have come into the sport and then, you've then subsequently seen that confidence grow?
Yeah, I've coached quite a few girls, that have come in, been really shy and not had a lot of confidence in themselves, and they've just grown into such inspiring young women, and it's really great to see.
For more information about these events and others, head over to sportonspec.co.uk.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Girls Do Sport, brought to you by the Scottish Women in Sport and the sports journalists of the University of the West of Scotland.
We'd also like to thank our brilliant partners at Brandoth for making everything look fabulous, and Sport on Spec. Keep the conversation going using the hashtag Girls Do Sport. I'm here at the Go Glasgow Hotel for the Scottish Women in Sport Awards. After a fantastic year for Scotland's athletes across various sports, we are here to celebrate some of their fantastic achievements. Hello and welcome to UWS News. I'm Chris McMillan.
And I'm Gary Kirkpatrick.
We start tonight in Ayr, where Brodie's Bike Project was launched this week at the University of West of Scotland in an effort to raise mental health awareness among students. Morgan Collinette was on hand to find out more. Ever wondered what £1 could buy you? A Kinder Egg, a bag of crisps, a packet of Polo Mints? What about a property on the market? A B-listed house in Kilmarnock could be yours for just the £1. Dominic Cassidy went along to investigate. After new research suggesting that rugby has the highest rate of child concussion in any sport, Gregor Hines travelled to Ayr Rugby Club to hear more on the matter. Goals from David Templeton and Darren Lyon gave Hamilton Academical their first win over Rangers at Ibrox in 91 years. The last time Accies left Govan with maximum points, the Greek Football Federation had just been formed and Huddersfield Town claimed the English First Division title. Fast forward to 2017, and the famous win takes Martin Canning's men up to 7th, and the defeat for Rangers leaves them 4th, 9 points behind league leaders Celtic. Just over 24 hours later, Hamilton Accies women recorded a huge win over Rangers ladies at the Super Seal Stadium. The UWS Sirens are set to announce their squad ahead of the 2018 season. Scotland's only professional netball team finished 6th last season and now backed by the University of the West of Scotland are preparing for the new season. Our reporter Tom McKinnon will bring you more later on. Tony Pulis has become the latest manager to be sacked in the English Premier League. The Welshman dismissed by West Brom after a poor run of results. He becomes the 5th manager to be replaced this season. Early favourites to replace the 59-year-old are Northern Ireland boss Mike O'Neill and Aberdeen boss and ex-Baggies midfielder Derek McInnes. And finally, last night, Glasgow Warriors announced that Scotland international Finn Russell will leave the club at the end of the season. So I'm Chris McMillan and I'm here at St Mirren's Academy down in Ralston. We're here trying to catch a glimpse of some of the players training, maybe try and grab a couple of interviews ahead of the end of the season, the run-in towards chasing 5th place and the Renfrewshire Derby. Let's see what we can get. So St Mirren emerged victorious in the Renfrewshire Derby and remained unbeaten against their rivals Greenock Morton since 1999, thanks to a 3-1 win here at St Mirren Park. The Saints got off to the perfect start as Lauren Shanklin curled a spectacular effort into the top right-hand corner after just 7 minutes. It was Shanklin's 10th goal of the season, and it was a goal of the season contender. St Mirren went in 1-0 up at half-time, but Morton got themselves on level terms just before the hour mark through Denny Johnston. The on-loan Birmingham striker produced a smart finish into the bottom corner, low to Jamie Langfield's left. St Mirren, however, restored their lead just 2 minutes later as Morton failed to clear their lines and Callum Gallagher stroked home. Saints top scorer Stevie Mallon then added a third in injury time after a superb counter-attack on the left-hand side allowed Alex Cooper to cut the ball back. Mallon did the rest. The win sees St Mirren move up to 6th place and keeps Alex Ray's side in with a chance of catching Greenock Morton and finishing in 5th place in the championship.